What are you expecting with Pacific?
We got to guard the bounce. They're very good off the bounce, very good at getting to the free throw line as a result of that. So we got to do a good job just guarding the ball, and not to get too deep into the scout report, but they got a couple of really good players that I think could play a lot of different places. So we got to be good. This is not just a walk in the park. Everybody looks at these names on these jerseys, and these guys are playing at home, and we got to be ready for this one.
Is there for non-conference, when you're getting ready for Mountain West play, is there a target number of road games that you like to play?
That I like to play? It's year to year, because scheduling is so many moving parts, as we talked about before. I think a lot has to do with the seniority of your team and the type of experiences you want them to have. Typically you want to get some games away from your arena for sure, but you don't want to play the bulk of them away like some of the SWAC schools and stuff like that either. So, but they have weighted the away games a little bit more valuable going forward, from what I understand the selection committee will. So we do need to take a look at that as we plan our scheduling going forward.
Is there anything to going a week in between games, going on the road? You had a rhythm of every 3 days, and this is just a little bit different.
Well, with scheduling, a lot of things are out of your control, right? Because you have to rely on who you're playing to schedule your games. But there is some strategy involved in getting guys rest, physical rest, mental rest. You schedule a little bit around the holidays. I'm a family guy. I want these guys to be able to get home and see their kids if the schedule can see their family, or the ones that have kids, see their kids, to see their families and spend a little time at Christmas if we can work that out. There's also finals you have to take into account. We're in finals week right now, so having that break was by design.
Nice. When you play a team that gets so much of their offense from the free throw line, is there a way to coach that for your guys, or to tell them to avoid that?
Yeah, I think so. Fortunately, it's one of our things that we want to do, and that's keep guys off the free throw line. I don't even know where we rank in that regard. I should know that, but I do know that we're teaching and coaching that way from one of our staples anyway. So I don't know that there's anything specific you can do for a game, but it's got to be kind of who you are, especially with the nature of the game with so many fouls being called. You've got to be able to talk about showing your hands and talk about how to play the secondary defender and jumping vertical inside if you're inside the arc. And there's little drills and things you can do, but we've done a lot of that. So hopefully it'll just keep getting better.
What does Shakur Juiston bring to the team, to your offense as a passer, and specifically that big-to-big passing?
Well, he's a guy you can draw up some plays for and get him the ball in different areas of the floor because of his versatility, but he's also a very unselfish player and a very high energy guy. So he's going to get a lot of his buckets because of his rebounding prowess and because of his the way he pursues the ball outside of his box, so to speak. If it doesn't come right to him, it doesn't mean he's not going to get a chance to get a hand on it. So there's not a lot that we need to do specifically for him, even though we do have some plays for him. But at the end of the day, good players just help you win, and they're able to contribute offensively because of their talents.
Even with the team of high expectations, what has been a pleasant surprise this year?
We have high expectations?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were 6 in conference. I didn't realize we had high expectations. When did that happen?
Among yourselves, you do.
Right, no question. So what's the question? Is with high expectations?
Even though everybody on board has high expectations,
right.
What has been a pleasant surprise?
Right.
Through 10 games.
Well, the scores. I think that some of I don't know if we've had a lot of surprises. I think we've had a lot of the things that we look forward to. We actually saw them, kind of starting to be realized a little bit. We wanted to increase the community interest, and I think that we're starting to move the needle that way a little bit. We wanted to have great team chemistry, and we wanted to play for others, and we wanted to do some things on the floor as far as a certain pace of play and style of play, and I think we've done some of those things. So our expectations of winning, I think every team in the United States, wants to win, and and believes that they can win before the season begins. And now I think that, you know, we've had some success already and have a chance to experience some. I think we can continue to build on that. And there's something to be said for when you do things a certain way, you get these results. And there's no other better way to reaffirm that than, you know, winning games. So we just got to keep moving in the right direction. I don't know if there's any particular surprise other than, you know, just staying with the plan that we have in place.
Assess where this team is right now.
I mean, the 2 losses was close losses. It wasn't just like blowouts or anything. So that kind of took us out of our neutral mindset in the beginning. But we didn't let it like keep tumbling down to the next game and the next game. We bounced back against Oral Roberts and Illinois, and we took advantage of the opportunity to, you know, bounce back and show to everybody that we're still UNLV Runnin Rebels and we still can compete at the highest level.
And where does this team need to take the next step? The next step in your progression for conference?
I feel as though we're ready for anything. We just got to keep going hard in practice. We got to stay focused off the court with studies and everything. We just got to be 100% bought into this university, to this school, to this sport, and to our coaches, and we can do wonderful things.
How much do they stress shot selection to you guys overall?
They try to make us get the best shot possible. Sometimes, you know, contested shots are probably sometimes the best shot, but they just want us to get the best shot to make the best out of the possession and to be successful every possession.
Being on a lot of teams throughout high school, college, AAU, how well does this team gel? I mean, it seems like the way you guys sync and pass and move the ball and play together, it's impressive from the outside. What do you see?
I just see a bunch of basketball players, you know, like to define a basketball player as someone that can play basketball with anybody. Just because you're at a different school with a different team, that doesn't mean you don't know the basic principles of playing basketball, you know, sharing, playing within one another and competing with one another. I just feel like on and off the court, we're that way. We're like a family, more than friends, we're like brothers. So when it comes to the court, we already know how each other play, what time to give us the ball, and that's how we become professionals.
You've had some success passing the ball to Brandon this year, assisted on a bunch of his buckets. Do you take pride in that part of your game, your passing ability?
Yeah, I'm always pretty much a pass-first type of dude. I can really care less about scoring, only if I need to score. I'm more focused on rebounding and assisting, all the other stats that don't show up on the scoreboard. I really focus on that just so, like, I can be successful at what I do. I perfect my craft. So me passing the ball to Brandon is just like, it's like waking up in the morning, brushing your teeth, washing your face. You know, it's just like a second nature.
Is it something that took you a while to develop, like being able to see the play as it happens and make those passes?
No, it's just take what the defense give us. If someone's overplaying me, I know that Brandon is 50-60% wide open. So if I'm sitting there backing someone down and I see Brandon, he's a 7-foot target, I could just pass it to one of his hands and he'll just go up with it. He's a nice finisher.
Are those plays designed into the offense where you know that it's going to end with you finding him for a bucket, or is that you just reading the play as it's happening and sort of making that call?
Some are, some aren't. It's just what it breaks down to. You just really got to go with the defense give us. Even the plays that are designed for me to look for him, sometimes they break down, and then we still go through it, and I still find a way to get him the ball.
You guys feel like you're developing some kind of chemistry? You finding him and vice versa?
Yeah. Any big man I played with in my career, I always like made sure I feed them the ball. A lot of big men don't get too many touches. In like the basketball industry, it's just mostly like guards, ball screens, and stuff. So I take a pride in helping a big man get touches and finishing. So
I know this is a team of high expectations, but what's been a pleasant surprise? What's even exceeded your expectations about the season?
Just the energy and the love that we bring every game. We don't come out flat. We don't come out discouraged, disappointed, or thinking that we're going to lose the game. We come out with high energy, high enthusiasm, and but we just take it every possession. Even if the possession is not successful, we don't let it get to us. We just keep going until we get to successful possession.
You like the name Juice Box?
My man Randy, he's a cool dude. I met him in the Scotland and Gray. No, actually, I met him at one of the football games before I even knew who he was. And then he was like, I gotta give you a nickname. And then at the football game, he was just thinking hard, and he told me to come here. He was like, you like Juice Box? I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then he made up like the whole scheme, costume. You know, I really appreciate it. It's like that really means a lot.
Thank you.
No